Hey everyone, today I want to talk about something that's really close to my heart, meditation, and how it can be a powerful tool in overcoming depression. Now I know when you hear the word meditation, you might picture someone sitting cross-legged on a mountaintop, chanting mantras or floating in some serene state of bliss. But let me tell you, it doesn't have to be that way at all. Meditation can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to check in with yourself, and it can make a world of difference, especially if you're struggling with feelings of sadness or hopelessness. I remember the first time I tried meditation. I was in a dark place, feeling overwhelmed by everything that was going on in my life. I had this constant weight on my chest, like I was trudging through mud, and no matter what I did, I couldn't shake it off. A friend suggested I give meditation a shot, and honestly, I was skeptical. I thought, how could sitting still and doing nothing help me feel better? But I was desperate, so I gave it a try. The first few times were awkward. I sat there, my mind racing with thoughts about what I needed to do, the emails I hadn't answered, the dishes piling up in the sink. It felt impossible to quiet my mind. But here's the thing, meditation isn't about shutting off your thoughts. It's about acknowledging them and letting them pass without judgment. It's like standing by a river and watching the leaves float by. Some days, it was hard to even sit still for 5 minutes, but I kept at it, and slowly I began to notice changes. One of the most profound things I discovered was how meditation helped me become more aware of my emotions. Instead of running from my feelings or trying to bury them deep down, I learned to sit with them. I realized that it was okay to feel sad or anxious. I didn't have to fight against it. By bringing my awareness to the present moment, I could observe my thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. It was like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, I could see what I was dealing with, and that made it less intimidating. Let's talk about the science behind it for a moment. Research shows that meditation can actually change the structure of your brain. It can increase gray matter in areas associated with emotional regulation and decrease activity in the amygdala, which is responsible for fear and anxiety. So, when you meditate, you're literally rewiring your brain to respond differently to stress and negative emotions. Isn't that incredible? It's like giving yourself a mental workout. And the best part is, you don't need a gym membership. You can do it anywhere. Another thing I found helpful was the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about being present and fully engaged in the moment. When you're feeling depressed, it's easy to get lost in your thoughts about the past or worry about the future. Mindfulness pulls you back into the here and now. I started with simple things like focusing on my breath. Inhale deeply, hold it for a moment, then exhale slowly. I'd pay attention to how my body felt, the sensations of the air filling my lungs, the way my chest rose and fell. It sounds basic, but this practice helped ground me. It was a way to escape the chaos in my mind and find a little peace, even if just for a moment. And let's not forget about self-compassion. When you're dealing with depression, it's so easy to be hard on yourself. You might think, why can't I just snap out of it? Or I should be stronger than this. Meditation taught me to be kinder to myself. I learned to replace those harsh judgments with gentle reminders that it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not be okay. By practicing self-compassion, I began to soften the edges of my despair. I learned to treat myself with the same kindness I would offer a friend going through a tough time. Now, I won't lie, there are still days when the darkness creeps back in. There are still moments when it feels like I'm drowning in sadness. But meditation has equipped me with tools to navigate those feelings. It's not a magic cure. It's a practice, a journey. Some days, I might meditate for just a few minutes, and on others, I might lose myself in it for an hour. The key is consistency. Just like any other skill, the more you practice, the more benefits you'll see. If you're thinking about starting your own meditation practice, I have a few tips for you. First, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Start small, just a few minutes a day. You can use apps or online videos to guide you if you're unsure where to begin. Find a comfortable space, free from distractions. And remember, it's completely normal for your mind to wander. When it does, gently bring your focus back to your breath or whatever anchor you've chosen. Also, be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, and some days will feel easier than others. Celebrate the small victories, like sitting down to meditate when you didn't feel like it, or noticing a moment of peace in your day. In the end, meditation has become a lifeline for me. It's not just a practice, it's a way of life. It has taught me to embrace the ebb and flow of my emotions, to find stillness in chaos, and to cultivate a sense of compassion for myself. If you're struggling with depression, I encourage you to give it a try. You might just find that it helps you too. Remember, you're not alone in this journey, and every step you take toward healing is worth